Greetings everyone. Today I am going to explain the Pandas packages and the code following it. Firstly, we need to install the Panda packages in our system, which we have already done. After that, we need to import the Pandas library and read the dataset so that the code will be import Pandas as PD. Now we need to read the file in our system. So I have already uploaded the file on Jupyter Notebook. So I am just going to upload the file with function read CS. After reading the dataset, now we need to get an overview. So to just get an access to the number of rows, we have to use the head and tail function. So let us work on it. Head and tail function helps us to get an access to the number of rows from the starting of dataset. So if we want to get suppose three rows from the starting of the data set, so the function will be now everyone to get the number of rows from the bottom of the data, we can use the tail function. For the same, if we want to get four rows from the bottom, the code will be now if we want to get the summary of the data frame which we have used, so we can use the info function. This function will help us to know the concise summary of the data frame. The code for the same will be now if we want to know the type of data of each column, like whether it is in float, double character. So if we want to get to know what the particular data is all about, we can use dtype function. The code will be, oh sorry, I made a mistake. Now, if we want to know the number of rows and columns present in a data set, so we can use the shape function. This function will help us to get the dimensions. The code for the same will be again same mistake. Suppose if we want to get the description of the data set, the summary statistics of the entire data set, and then we can use the describe function. The code will be now we can see that in our data there is some missing values. So in order to identify those missing values, we are going to use the isnl function. So that this function will help us to remove all those missing values, which will make our data more easier to interpret different coding and functions. The code for the same will be in order to identify the missing values. Some we missing value sum, we will be going to use the isnl.sum function, which will help us to compute the total number of missing values first. Then we can calculate the sum of each missing column by using this function. The code will be now if we want to get the unique values present in the column or rows, we can use unique function. It is very useful and categorical feature, especially in cases where we do not know the number of categories beforehand. So we can use this function. So the code will be To check the memory used by each column in bytes, we can use the usage function. It especially work with the large data frame. So here we are going to use that function. Code for the same will be today we learned the pandas packages in Python. Thank you.